what is that? And he put it on his mouth, and he's like, whoa, I ate that like 3 days ago. I'm like, oh, that's so nasty, Kyle. He goes, yeah, well, I never knew it was there. Yeah. That's
So
crazy.
how has your life changed, Jenna, since you got that railroad thing job?
You know what? It changed. It sucked. I lost my apartment. I had to sell my motorcycle that I'd been like collecting parts for like past 10 years. It's like a '71 Sportster. I was gonna build a really nice bike. I had to sell that. Just losing my apartment down there, having moved to Imperial Beach, now doing all these classes and everything, and just feeling really subterranean kind of, and it sucks, it was my own fault that I'm going through this now, had I not made the wrong choices, and I wouldn't be here, but I am, and it sucks.
You had pled guilty to a misdemeanor, and then they changed it at the last minute?
And they said that the DA had said that they decided that they had filed an amendment in the paper. I don't know exactly what the words were they used. Filed something with the judge. It was in the paperwork saying that because they said the state of California is okay with the guilty plea to these charges, blah 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 blah. And she's like, oh no, we filed a paper. It should be right there in her files where we want the misdemeanor child cruelty charge to be jacked up to a felony child abuse charge, felony child abuse, and
it was child endangerment at first?
It was child cruelty first, is what they put. It was misdemeanor child cruelty. They jacked it up to felony child abuse, and or child endangerment, whatever they call the felony charge. And then my public defender just told me, just plead guilty to it, just plead guilty, just do it,
Who was your public defender?
Her name was, oh shoot, I have it on spot. I have her name in my paperwork.
What court was this in?
This was in San Diego Superior Court downtown on Broadway, and in the felony court. And
who was the prosecutor? Who was the judge, or what?
The judge was, oh man, I wish I could remember now. It's been since September. The DA she was a female chick, and my public defender told me that they had said that if it had been a man, that they would have not even considered probation for it. They would have straight demanded he be put in prison for the maximum amount of time. But being that I was a woman, as the mother, that they would go ahead and, if I complied with all these, things that they wanted me to do, that they would give me the probation. And so, I just wanted to get it over. I was going through enough shit with my son, getting in the hospital, getting all these surgeries.
Because he had that crash on the jet ski.
Right, my son getting all these surgeries. I didn't want to go to jail, because they told me if I took it to trial, I would probably end up going to jail.
And so what happened? You were doing what? Speed crystal while your son was recovering from this big crash?
One day I went. He'd gotten out of the hospital. I hadn't slept for like 4 days, and he got out of the hospital. I stayed at my friend's house with him, and because she was going to keep an eye on him when I went to work that night, and so I stayed with him that night when he got out of the hospital. I stayed the night there, slept like for 3 hours, had to get up the next day and go to work, and so I went to work the next day.